Hello, everyone. This is Nona Jordan. Today, I'm going to talk to you about consumption versus creation. Like many of you, I absolutely love to learn. So I spend a lot of time and money on my own learning endeavors. And I know you may be in that boat as well. So you may be spending a lot of time and money and energy on your own growth and learning and development, and that is fantastic. However, what I want to talk about today is the fact that sometimes the desire and the drive to learn and to heal and to grow can also be or even become a distraction from doing what's most important. So consuming and taking in other people's perspectives or constantly focusing on healing or growth or learning is often rooted in a deep sense of scarcity. So in other words, the desire to prioritize consumption can be an indicator that in some way you may not actually feel that you or your voice or your perspective or your work are enough. Consuming can almost become addictive when you're trying to fill a sense of scarcity with something that will make you feel whole. However, it rarely works that way. So the antidote is really moving your attention and your actions towards creation, towards expression, towards the output of your own wisdom, art, or work. So really, what I'm inviting you to do is balance the equation. I am always taking a course one at a time, and I always have a coach, sometimes two. However, what I will say is that I also know that when my days start to become overly focused on healing, learning, and personal development, it's time to balance the equation. So what does that actually look like? First, I would invite you to simplify your consumption. Choose the one thing that you'll focus on from a learning perspective and really dig in. Finish what you start and implement what you learn. It sounds so simple, but it is so complicated when there are so many things that look so good to learn and explore. So what this might actually mean is grappling with money lost or opportunities to learn or grow or be part of something that pass you by. And that can be hard. I get it. So often when learning is driven by a sense of scarcity or not enoughness, there is a tendency to sign up for more and more things without doing any of them or not doing any of them well, which just exacerbates a feeling of scarcity. The other piece of simplifying consumption is minimizing promotional emails. And I know that I'm here in your inbox or I'm on your feed as a video, and hopefully you find great value in what I share. However, I advise people to unsubscribe liberally. So I'm going to share a secret with you. I actually subscribe to very few creators. I don't read a lot of other people's work. Why? Because it distracts me from doing my own work and often muddies the water in my brain about my message. So if you want to be doing your art or sharing your wisdom or connecting with your ideal clients, create space around your thoughts and ideas by unsubscribing from all but the very best of what arrives in your inbox. The second way to balance the scale is to know what's yours to do, to really claim your priorities. So here's the deal. You can't do everything right now. So you really have to choose what's most important to you. I personally find that three big things is really where I operate best. And right now, my three big things are work, family, and play. So within each of those buckets, I create quarterly intentions and priorities. So at work right now, I'm focused on creating a new course called Cultivating Abundance and the consistent production of news. Here we are, as well as serving my clients. My second bucket is family. My daughter and husband both are in the midst of some really big changes at the moment, and I'm really committed to giving them plenty of my time and both emotional and practical support, love, and encouragement. And finally, I am working on bringing play back by taking a watercolor class at a local art studio. And so I'm spending time playing with paint and going to class. And I'm prioritizing that because, we just went through a big move. And honestly, I tend to lose my sense of recreation and play when we go through those big transitions. And so I know prioritizing that and making it one of the things I focus on is so generative for me. So the third aspect of balancing the equation is commitment and consistency. So when we're talking about time and energy commitments, it's really important to commit to carving out time for what is most important and to do that consistently. Every week, I take time to review the previous week and I look ahead to the coming week. And I block time on my calendar for both work creation and family and playtime. So it's not that I don't get other things done, but these are my first time and energy commitments each and every day. And that's also just for right now, right? It can change. So these things, because they are my commitment, they don't slip often, if ever, because I know that that is what it takes. So the mere act of simplifying your consumption, scaling back to your priorities, and committing time to showing up for what is most important for you can really feel like a sigh of relief. None of us have the time to do or consume or create all the things. But when we try, it can absolutely activate scarcity and, frankly, quite a bit of overwhelm. So I just want you to know I want to see you creating your art. I want to see you focusing on what you truly want to create. I want to see you sharing your wisdom and your voice and your offerings with the people who so desperately need what you have to offer. So you are invited to really consider whether your learning and personal growth and your desire to consume other people's content is serving you. You are invited to balance the equation in favor of producing and creating your own great work. I want you to feel the sense of abundance and more than enough that comes when you prioritize what is most important to you. Of course, that can and it should include learning and your own growth, but never at the expense of prioritizing your most important work and creation. Until next time.